Right now, though, have you heard of a condition called mitochondrial disease? Well, my first guests today have. Actor Joanna Macleod from Everston in Nottinghamshire has 2 children diagnosed with it, daughter Rachel and son Joseph. Joanna and her husband, the actor Colin Wells, are raising money for what could be life-changing treatment for their children and a friend. And Joanna's here this morning with us live in the studio with Coronation Street actor Chris Gascoyne as well to talk more about this. It's great to have you both with us this morning. So thank you for coming in.
No problem. Hi.
Joanna, if I can start with you, and if you can tell us a little bit about this disease, because we were just saying off that, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's crazy that nobody's heard of it because it's rare. It's a rare disease, but it's not that rare. I know hundreds of people with mitochondrial disease. I've been to many, many funerals of people who have died from mitochondrial disease. It's a genetic condition. We've all got genes, and we've all got two genes per gene, and I've got a faulty gene and my husband's got the same faulty gene, so 2 people together can give their children a really bad gene. So we've done that twice with Rachel and Joseph, and yeah, that's what it is. It can take lots and lots of forms. Mitochondrial disease in itself isn't rare, but individually there's so many different kinds. That the one that my children have got is rare, RRM2B it's called. It's just like a code. It just affects everything. The mitochondria, do you remember from your science lessons? The mitochondria are your batteries. They're the powerhouse of your bodies. So if those batteries don't work, things start to break. Like, can you imagine running your house on like the cheapest batteries that you bought out the pound shop? You're trying to run your fridge, your computer, your phone, your electric. Eventually those things would start to, pretty quickly they'd start to break down. And that's true in your body as well. Rachel went deaf quite suddenly, profoundly deaf, when she was about 5. And at the time we thought that was the worst thing that could have happened, but we were wrong, actually, because it got a lot worse. She then began to not be able to put on weight. We would notice she would fall over. She was quite weak. And it took years and years and years of going to different specialists, and eventually someone said, would you like to see a genetic counsellor? And we said, yeah, okay. We didn't know what was coming. And I remember sitting there that day and he just said, well, I think it's mitochondrial. And we said, oh, okay, like you. We didn't know what it was. And we said, okay, so what can we do? Is there a special diet? And he said, no. Okay, so what medicines are there? There are treatments? And he said, no. So there's no cure for this? No. There's nothing you can do. Go home and make some memories and give her as good a life as you can, because, this gets worse and worse and worse. So we did. We went home, and then I think I was my son had already been born, and he started to not feel so good around about 12 years old. And he said to me, Mum, I feel like there's something wrong with me. So I took him to the doctor, and they did a test, and yeah, he had exactly the same thing. So he isn't quite as bad as Rachel. Rachel's really, really severely affected. Jojo's 23, and he's okay. He's up and he's walking and, managing to have a life. But yeah, he lost his hearing as well, so he's completely deaf. But they've both got cochlear implants, which are incredible. So actually the deafness is the last thing I think about now. Because being deaf, every cloud has a silver lining. They can just take them off when they're sick of listening to me. Or if I start singing or something, they just come right off. But yeah, Rachel's severely affected. She can't walk. She danced at her 21st. She's now 28. She danced at her 21st birthday party. But since then, she can't walk. She's fed through like a central line that goes into her heart and pumps food through her body overnight. She has, about 4 years ago, something hideous happened, and she ended up being in an induced coma for about 3 months. She was in and out of this coma. Nobody thought she would survive, but she did survive, and she's here. But she has tubes, she has machines to help her breathe through the night because her muscles are so weak. She has machines to help clear her lungs. So she's not in a good state. She needs round the clock care. She's got a doorbell that she presses all night which my husband thankfully does the night shift, give me some sleep. So yeah, it's awful, and it's more common than you realise. I think it's 1 in 200 children are born in the UK every year with a genetic condition that could lead to severe mitochondrial disease. I was at a funeral last week of a beautiful young woman in Mansfield. She was 17, ray of sunshine, mitochondrial disease. Devastating, just devastating disease that ruins lives.
Goodness me.
Sorry.
No.
Good morning.
I mean, as a mother, like from one mum to another, I can't find the words
Okay.
when you're talking about all of this to me. But, you know, to put this into context, you then have to carry on your life at the same time, right? This is what people don't understand when you're dealing with a disease of any kind, is that all the other things carry on. You've still got to work in some capacity. You've still got to function and pay your bills. You've got to be a mother, but that changes and extends in different ways. The amount of stress that's put on you as well, whilst you're going through all of that, and as you mentioned, you know, it just continues, is just huge. And here you are this morning on a radio show.
Yeah.
Talking about
With
it.
my mate Chris Gascoyne.
Yes.
From Coronation Street.
Absolutely, you know, and I'm sure everyone knows, obviously Chris played Peter Barlow, so very well-known character, and you're here supporting Joanna to talk about, you know, the next step with this, which I think we really want to do as well, because, you know, you mentioned that the point when it first started and they said to you, there's nothing.
No cure. There's nothing.
You know.
I think someone told me to buy her a big telly and let her swim with dolphins before she couldn't. I thought, what? However, there is now hope. There's been a big breakthrough.
So there has to be that fight there. You've got that fight to change things and improve things. And I want to talk about that with you in a moment. And Chris, I just want to sort of just touch on with you and your relationship with Joanna and her family and your support that you have lent to them as well throughout this. So you've obviously known Joanna for a long time.
I met Jo in 1989 when I went to London to drama school. And Jo was in my class. So it's not far off 40 years ago.
It feels like yesterday, doesn't it? We were just reminiscing
talking
outside.
about that. It's like you blink and then say, did that really happen?
Yes, yeah.
You know? And I, you know, Jo's my dear friend, and I'm trying to do everything I can to help. And it's an awful lot of money, but we have to try, and I'm getting as many people involved as I can. I'm working in Newcastle with Robson Green, and Robson's lovely, and Robson's helping, and Philip Glenister's helping, and Jason Watkins, you know, but we still need a plan of attack of how we're going to actually do this, because, like I say, it is an awful lot of money, but it is for 3 children who will be incredibly brave to have this, and it is the first in the world. And if this works, it will change their lives, or could it even be a cure, Jo?
It could be a cure. Potentially it is a cure. It's gene therapy. And although gene therapy has, you know, everyone knows what gene therapy is. It's cured, I believe it's cured sickle cell, which is a genetic disease that we've all heard of. It's done wonders for lots of genetic diseases. But this will be the very first gene therapy for mitochondrial disease in the world.
Okay.
And also, it's not only that, it probably will be linked to other illnesses that they could look into as well. And this could help future generations of children and young people and their families. I mean, it is that big.
Yes.
And I'm really, really passionate about this, you know, and to help Jo and Colin, because I'm just going to say that, you know, I've witnessed it firsthand, and they are the strongest, bravest, kindest, funniest family, you know, that I have ever known. I have never known anybody like them. I mean, there's suffering, yes, which we all see in life. I've seen some terrible suffering with my family, but prolonged suffering like that is just beyond cruelty. But like I say, Jo is that, you know, she is an incredible woman. She is strong, she is feisty, she has never stopped fighting, she has never give up hope, she will never give up hope, and everywhere she goes, when Jojo and Rachel have been in hospital, Jo will spread love, happiness and positivity all over the ward, you know? Everywhere she is with everybody. And Rachel was in a coma for how long was it, Jo?
On and off 3 months.
On and off 3 months, and Jo and Colin never left her side.
Yeah, they have to say big shout out to the nurses in
They
Nottingham.
are the unsung heroes, aren't they?
Yes.
Amazing. Those critical care nurses at City Hospital became like our family. They were amazing.
Yeah.
And we've got an incredible medical team, QMC, big shout out to them as well. You know, she wouldn't be here without them. But yeah, it's this gene therapy, but it's not available on the NHS.
No. Well, we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
I think we'll have a little break because there's a lot there.
You need a
and
rest.
then we can talk a little. well, I'm conscious
It is
I
a
want
lot.
to give
It's
you
an
one
awful
as
lot
well.
to take on
Yes.
for you, especially just to come in on a Saturday and then.
Oh, do you know? I didn't know I had you two in.
Really?
No.
Oh, sorry about
and then,
this.
No. It's
Oh,
do you know?
bless you.
No, it's
We're here to
lovely.
tell you really
And
miserable stories.
It's not. Well, no. But it's so nice to have you both in to be able to talk about this and feel like, you know, we can get it out
And
there.
it's not a miserable story, it's a story of
It's
real
a
hope.
story of
actually.
hope.
It is, and
Yes.
how you don't give up and you fight for things, you know, and that is so important. So I want to, you know, talk about how people can get involved and everything going forward. But we'll have a little song and then we'll come back and we'll do that as well.
Can I just say that, you know, we're so grateful. This is the first interview that we're doing, and we're so grateful to you, and we're so grateful to Radio Nottingham to be able to have this opportunity. You know, this for us is a massive thing.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
huge. You know, it's
Yes.
huge, and it's a step towards, you know,
cure.
the cure.
Yes.
And we'll talk. Obviously,
Yeah,
sorry
absolutely.
to jump in.
No, you're
I
fine.
would
You can
really
jump in all you
appreciate
like.
it.
You're fine. Absolutely. We will be back with Joanna and Chris on the show after some Alex Warren. It is 28 minutes past 11. Who are you? On the way, your guest is coming in for that this morning. But we are talking to the amazing Joanna Macleod this morning from Everston in Nottinghamshire, and also Coronation Street star actor Chris Gascoyne, who plays Pete Barlow. And we've been talking about mitochondrial disease. Joanna's children, her daughter and her son, Rachel and Joseph, both suffer from this. And at the beginning, Joanne was told that there was no cure. But you and Chris have joined me today to talk about a gene therapy,
There is,
first of
yes.
its kind. So there is hope, and you are fighting to get this done.
Miraculously, we've been given this opportunity due to another family whose daughter Emily also has exactly the same gene.
Yeah.
As Rachel and Jojo, and they have had the resources. They made a lot of money on their house, and they were lucky enough to have the resources to pay for gene therapy. I've known Cheryl, I've known the family for a long, long time because we sort of reach out and help each other on Facebook and stuff, so we all know each other. If, you know, the mitochondrial family, we always say it's the family you never wanted, but you're really glad you've got. And she's watched Rachel go down this horrific path, and she can see her own daughter going down that path. So Cheryl thought, hang on, I need to stop this. So she did. She sold a house, and she has paid a lot of money for gene therapy. It's been developed in America. She's all the toxicology and proof of concept. There are poor little mice running around with RRM2B, mitochondrial disease. Some of them have been given the vector that will give them a functioning gene, and some of them haven't. The ones that haven't aren't doing so good, but the ones that have are doing really, really well. And the next stage is to manufacture the drugs and to then get it into the kids. And effectively, it could be like flicking a switch and just flicking off that
Goodness.
horrible gene and giving them a functioning gene. I know.
After
It's
being told all
incredible.
those years ago there's nothing, and then this. But you mentioned, Chris, this isn't on the NHS, is it? So how much are we looking at for Rachel and Joe to be able to have this?
£450,000.
Okay.
a lot of
Is
money.
that each or all together?
No, all together.
Right. Okay.
All together. We've raised a whopping £15,000 so far, but obviously
amazing.
it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know it's a lot of money, but we don't really have any choice but to give it a go. And I always think that I looked up the population of Nottingham. I think there's 1.5 million people or thereabouts in Nottingham. If they all gave 50p, we'd have that money.
Wow.
I know.
Just think about it.
I know. It sounds so simple, doesn't it, when you think
sounds
of it like
simple.
that?
Yeah.
We need half the money by November for them to start manufacturing the drugs, and the treatment is to go ahead in June of next year.
God, wouldn't it be amazing?
It would be
the
absolutely
best thing
incredible.
ever, you know.
Yeah.
So how can we all help?
You can donate. You can go to Just Giving. It's called More Tomorrows for Mito, which is the campaign. We're raising money with Emily's Garden Foundation, who's Emily's, the little girl with the same gene, and the Charlie Gard Foundation. I don't know if you remember, Charlie Gard was a baby who died from RRM2B related mitochondrial disease, about 9 years ago. It made a lot of press at the time because they wanted to take him to America for nucleosides, but sadly they never got to do that, and Charlie died when he was a baby. But their charity is still going, so this would be a really lovely way to sort of not finish Charlie's story, but it would be a nice thing to give to Charlie's story that actually through all this, yes, we have potentially found a cure for this gene, but for mitochondrial disease, there's another charity, the Lilly Foundation, who do incredible work with mitochondrial disease. For them, you know, they're all really enthused about seeing how this works out, because for them, that's what they've been fighting for. And we've all been fighting for it for years and years and years, for treatment, and now with genetic therapy, this country really needs to catch up. Our protocols and everything are really slow.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, for a lot of things in that way.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
So, yeah, you can donate by going to Just Giving, More Tomorrows for Mito. There is a young group of, I live in Epperston, which is kind of countryside, and there's a young group of young farmers who are walking from the top of Nottingham to the bottom of Nottingham. I think on the 21st of August they're starting out. They're just going to walk and camp and go into every cafe and pub. I don't know how long it's going to take them if they do that.
Are they on the tractors?
No, they're walking and camping. They're doing that to raise money. So, yes, just anything anybody could do to raise money, to fundraise, to raise awareness of mitochondrial disease, even if it's just to look up what the condition is so that more people know what it is.
It's so strange, you know, when you mention it to anybody, it's the word that nobody knows.
Yes, and the only way that we can get people to know it is to do things like this and just to talk about it.
Yes.
And I know, Chris, you were saying that some of your actor friends also, you're getting them involved, and because sometimes it does take people with profile to help push things, and that can be a good way to go as well, can't it?
It can, and I think I'm, going to keep going.
Yes.
I will keep going, and what you find, if a road leads to nowhere, I'll find another one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we will keep going because, as a father and, sometimes when we all say, it's too much to even imagine.
Yes.
That is how it feels.
Yeah.
But, I have seen it, and I don't know how I would cope like Joan Collin has. It's incredible. And not just the day-to-day life of Joan Collin. I mean, when was the last time you and Colin went out? Just
years and years and years ago, yeah.
They haven't been out for years. Colin gets...
For a walk.
Even for a walk.
Yeah, one of us always has to stay.
And he gets 4 hours sleep if he's lucky a night, but he's even then. And how many years is this now that he's...
Years, Chris. I can't remember. All the days kind of meld into one. But I know it sounds really naff, but I promise you, it's such a privilege being Rachel and Jojo's parents.
She said that to me, when you popped off to the bathroom, and I said to her, you're such an amazing woman, you're an amazing mum. And she said to me, well, not all the time, but she said, it's a privilege just being their mum.
It's a privilege. And Rachel's the amazing one, and Jojo's incredible.
Yeah.
And we're close, and we're strong families.
It's
there's a lot of laughter in our house and a lot of
man.
love. You know, we're not miserable.
not at all.
No,
not
I can
at
tell
all.
that throughout this
Yeah.
as well, you know. Listen, it's lovely to meet you both.
Thank you for having us.
Very much. Thank you so much for coming in and telling your story.
Maybe when we come back, Rachel will walk in here.
Yes,
And say,
well,
I'm better.
please stay in touch with us. Anything we can do to help promote
you. That's so
the
kind.
fundraising
Thank
or
you.
anything, please just get in touch. And, you know, for everyone listening as well, this is an amazing cause. So please keep us posted on how it's all going, both of you.
Thank you so much.
I meant what I said, Joanna. You are an amazing woman,
Oh,
an
thank you.
incredible mum. And I'm keeping everything crossed for Rachel.
Lovely to meet
and
you. Thanks for
Joseph.
having us.
Thank you so much,
you,
Joanna
Kerry.
and Chris.
Thank you.
It is.